I guess this setup will work. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa if you are new here. It is a brisk Thursday morning. I was actually just thinking to myself this morning, I'm not going to get ready today, but then I remembered that I wanted to film this video. So we are here. We are going to get ready together. I think I'm going to need another coffee for this. But today I'm going to be answering your birth control questions. As some of you may know, I went off my birth control. It's been about 3 months now, I think. Probably just, oh, here we go. We'll come back in a sec. Anyway, as I was saying before, if you are new here, I went off my birth control about 3 months ago. I'm 22 years old. I am in a committed relationship and I'm not trying to get pregnant, but I did go off my birth control because I had not had a period for 8 years. I was on birth control for 8 years. I had never had a period on birth control. I never liked that idea because I just don't think it's natural. Listen, if you are looking to go off, consult with your doctor, because I am not a doctor. I'm just personally, I didn't even consult with my doctor. Okay, so let's hop into some cues that you guys asked me over on my Instagram. But let's start off with the first cue. Do you worry, this is a big one, just hopping right in, do you worry about being sexually active and not being protected? So, like I said in the beginning, I am in a very committed long-term relationship, and we had talked about it before I went off. There's other reasons why I went off of it too that have to do with like my relationship, and I talked about those in my podcast episode where I talked all about birth control. So if you are interested in listening to that, I'll have that linked below for you to listen to. I literally spill all of the details, but we talked about it and we said we could just try it and see if I liked it, and we both agreed that we're totally fine with that. So especially because like my significant other just wants me to do whatever is best for my body. So to be honest, no, I'm not worried, for the fact that everyone always asked me if I was worried about being sexually active when I was on birth control and never got my period. I was never worried about that either, oddly enough. I'm not worried about it personally. I would understand why others would be. For me, the way that I track is through a basal thermometer, and then this took a little bit of time for me to track because you have to wait until you get your period back, and I heard somebody else talk about this, and it's called the MYFLO app. I'll have that in the description box as well. Basically, you just put in when you started your period, and then it shows you how, like, then you put in when your period ends, when your next period starts, and it will show you the whole month at large and show you exactly what phase you are in your cycle. So it will show you exactly when you start to ovulate and when you are done with your ovulation phase, and exactly what day, like what specific day you are most prone to get pregnant. Now this is, I don't know how accurate it is, but it's been accurate so far in predicting when I'm going to get my next period. It's also just nice, there's different goals, like people use this app to get pregnant, people use it to regulate their periods, and it tells you like what you should be, like what physical activity you should be doing during those certain cycles, what foods you should be eating, things like that. That works for me, so yeah. Might not work for everyone, obviously, but that's what's worked for me so far. What were the side effects after being off of it? So I'm gonna be honest, I had absolutely none, but I don't know if that has anything to do with how, like, everyone's body's different, but before I was even on birth control, I never had a heavy period. I never was moody, I never got really bad cramps or anything like that. Like, my periods were pretty smooth sailing, honestly. They were very irregular though. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I didn't face any, like, I didn't experience any side effects. I know others say that they have, and when I talked about this on my Instagram for the first time, I got a lot of DMs from girls who also went off their period, and they like over 20 girls probably messaged me. I'm going to say that they all said positive things and they didn't experience anything crazy. So use that information, you know, as you will. The only thing I didn't realize that, because this has never happened to me before, probably because like I was such a child when I went on birth control, but and like the last time I had my period, but my nipples started to get very sensitive and I was like, okay, am I pregnant? Like, so I looked it up and of course it says pregnancy or you could be starting your period. And I'm like, okay, great. Well, you know, I was just starting my period then and I'd never experienced that before. So I guess like I just experienced that. But yeah, other than that, no side effects. I get cramps now. I never got cramps throughout being on the birth control, and I do get those now, but they're not unbearable. Somebody asked me, have I gotten my period back yet? And yes, I did. I'm pretty sure that I got it back almost like an exact month later. So I got it back a month later. I really wasn't doing anything like consciously to help bring it back. I luckily just, like I said, 2 weeks before I got my period, my nipples started to get really sensitive, and then I knew that that would be the time that my period was coming back. So yeah. Someone asked, did you suffer acne before birth control and did it come back? So luckily no, I actually never really struggled with acne issues up until like I just had like a skin issue. It wasn't necessarily like acne, and then I started to get like kind of like cystic acne, I guess. Like, I don't know what, it was on my cheeks, and that was after this whole like skin issue I have, and then they put me on this stupid cream that brought out a lot of buildup under my cheeks, and I hated it because it never ever got better. So I've definitely experienced a lot more acne than normal, and I say that very lightly because it's still literally nothing terrible whatsoever. But I would say that that's due to stress. And if I get anything anywhere else, it's typically because of something I'm eating, or I've been wearing makeup a lot more frequently than I ever have before throughout the week. And I would just say that it's because my pores are clogged. Next question, how are you making sure that you're having safe sex without the pill condoms? I didn't read this question before I said it, but honestly, just those two things that I said, the basal thermometer, the app, and the pull-out method. Sorry. Not sorry. This wasn't a question, but a friend did message me, and she said, I think she is like about 10 years older than me, and she said, as someone who is 10 years older, I will say that I've had a lot of friends who have tried to get pregnant after being on birth control for how many years, and they've had difficulties. So whether those two things are related or not, who knows? You know, everyone believes what they want to believe, but that is why I wanted to get off. And if I was not in a committed relationship, anyway, if I was not in a committed relationship with someone that I knew I would like to have my children with one day, I would probably have stayed on the birth control just until like I was in that committed relationship. It sucks, but it's just too risky, you know? Like, you don't want to get into a situation where you end up having a kid with someone who you just absolutely despise later down the road, or like who you just know is not the one whatsoever. So yeah, for those specific reasons, if I was not in a committed relationship, I would probably be on birth control still. But I forgot I had my coffee here. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all the things. If you have any other questions, definitely follow me on my Instagram. Let's chat over there. But I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you guys next time.